When was the last time you heard someone say, well, if you're not wearing the latest fashion, or if you don't smoke weed with us, you just can't hang out with us? Well, if you grew up in the 90s like I did, you would see things like this in commercials, or similar tactics in teen-style movies. But who in the hell has ever actually said this, and actually had been serious about it? Now, I have no doubt that someone has, but the people that do are so few and far between that the chances of actually running into them are slim to none. And mostly, these are people you don't want to spend time with anyway. But where do they get these ideas from? Well, movies and television. Seriously, that's where. This is the type of stuff you hear on TV, not in real life. People don't say things like this. Not seriously, anyway. It's interesting, though, that we as a society think that if we don't wear the latest fashion, people will judge us harshly. We wonder what our friends will think of us if we don't smoke pot with them, or if we don't drink as much as they do, or have the latest iPhone. This is where the term peer pressure has come from. Stupid ad campaigns that make you think that your peers will judge you if you don't do what they do and have what they have. Well, let me tell you, it's not real. People don't do this, but we will do it to ourselves. There is no peer pressure. There is, however, self-pressure. So as we walk through our day-to-day lives, a lot of people wonder, what do they think of me? And I'll tell you what they're thinking about. They are thinking, what do they think of me? It's silly. We wonder what other people think about us, and the funny thing is, they're not thinking about you. Much like you, they're thinking about themselves. So who wants you to wear the latest fashion? The fashion industry does. Who makes fun of you for not having the newest iPhone? Apple does. And if there is anyone who tries to give you a hard time for these things, well, then they're not your friends anyway, so you need not worry about them. You see, we apply this pressure to ourselves because we think we need to keep an image that the TV tells you you have to have. It's manipulation at its finest. Once you can understand that this pressure is based on nothing more than being something that someone else wants you to be, it's much easier to ignore. Once you can ignore it, you can move on with your life and just be who you are. Be who you want to be. You see, when we're so worried about what other people think we need to do, things that we think other people want us to do, we ignore just doing what we want to do. This adds to a lot of mental health issues, including anxiety and depression, if we fail to conform. If we don't bend to what we think the social and societal expectations are. Just know these expectations are unfounded and not based on anything other than what we think they want from us. So stop concerning yourself with what they want and ask yourself, what do you want? When you can ignore this self-pressure, you can start to be more of who you are and do the things that you want to do. How much happier do you think you'll be as a result? Don't be afraid to be who you are, to be what you want to be. And if anyone tells you that you can't, it's only because they can't. Because remember, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. So start today and be every ounce of who and what you want to be. And the world will thank you for it. This has been Curran. Thanks for listening.